Welcome back to the Damn Slap podcast. I'm your host, the one with the most, and I'm joined today by a friend of the show, a guest today, Alex. How do you feel? How do you feel today? Welcome.
Hi guys, I'm good, thank you. I'm chilling. Thank you for inviting me. Honestly, it's good to be here.
Nice. How are you feeling, man? How's today?
Man, we had a pretty good day,
Yeah?
with you. Wake up a
Nice.
bit late, just worked a bit and met with you guys, you know.
So I've heard you're originally from France.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Paris.
Which from Paris. So you're
Paris.
actually a Parisien, or
Yes.
like what? Yeah.
I lived 13 years in Paris. I was born there, and then I moved to Dubai
Ooh, what?
for 5 years because my mom got a job there, and then I came in Rotterdam. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. So tell me about your experience in Paris. Like until you were 13,
And
correct?
until I was 13 or 14, something like this. But honestly, growing up in like these two kind of different cities, because for example, you know, in Europe, you see like more stuff as you grow up. You don't really realize it until you maybe move somewhere else where it's maybe a bit safer, because Dubai is like a very safe place. And so you realize that in Europe, and most of the time when you're very young, you experience a lot more. Because for example, when you arrived in this city, you know, there's a lot of kids, but they're protected from things. Not really
Yeah,
protected, but you
okay.
know what I mean. There's
There's more
different culture.
civil protection. Like people feel safer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Around here, like
Yo,
there's
and-
less. You know, especially. I mean, I understand what you mean with like. We are westernized countries,
Yeah.
so we do have this feeling of safety and expectations of, you know, specific things like, okay, the police is going to be here in 10 minutes if anything happens.
Yeah.
You know? That's something that in a lot of countries, you know, that's a weird thought. But I mean, so you were actually living in Paris.
Yeah.
Correct. So like,
17th
I mean, you
district.
literally grew up, and that, I mean, I've heard that like people from Paris, they see themselves as different than French. Is that correct?
That's
from
very
a
true.
from a
That's
yeah,
very
that's
true.
correct. Okay,
Yeah.
no, because I heard that, but I didn't.
We
choose
usually
it.
say that like Paris is France, and like just somewhere else, it's just something else. You know what I mean?
The outskirts.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, you know,
But
it's the
it's-
same with Rome.
Yeah.
I'm, for example, from Rome. I have to say, like, there is this feeling.
But
There's
there is
also
a-
people. I mean, I expect people from Nice. To
Nice?
be like, yeah, Nice is a nice city.
You know, Nice is a very good city,
Exactly.
but there's a lot of competition with Firenze. Yeah. And-
Oh, I mean, yeah, a lot. I mean, in Milan as well.
Yeah.
People from Milano love to say that they're the capital of Italy. I mean, that's funny to me, but like, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
To some people, they get really angry. Huh? So it's like, I understand what you mean. Like, French people and Italian people, as different as they want to be, they're not really.
And my dad's Italian, so I'm.
Yeah, so you understand the struggle.
Yeah.
But I understand you actually make music.
Yeah.
What
Exactly.
instruments do you play?
So when I was younger, I played piano for 12 years.
Ah, yeah. So your
So-
fingers, man.
'Cause-
Yeah, tell me about that. Damn.
So basically, like, all my family, they played piano. So my mom and my two brothers. And so when I was like a baby, and so my mom was at the house and she would have her piano lesson at the house. So I would be like a baby and just like sitting next to her and just like she told me I would just like love it and watch them and listen to piano. And so I started like really, really young. But then when I moved to Dubai, I stopped because we didn't have a piano and there. But yeah.
I mean, about Dubai, you know, I was gonna get to that. Like, so where did you live in I mean, which specific part? Do you remember? Like,
Oh yeah, Sukim 2.
Nice.
Yeah. It's Sukim 2, so it's next to the beach. So yeah, it's like a pretty common part there, and yeah, it's just.
I mean, did you have like an international, like, place to chill with, like people international?
That's an interesting fact because it's like one of the most international cities in the world.
Nice, that's pretty.
Because the local people. So basically, I don't know if you know the story a bit about.
I mean, no, illuminate me, man. I'm all
'cause
ears.
There's not only Dubai, it's like the UAE. So there's 7 Emirates. So there's Sharjah, there is 7 Emirates. Dubai,
okay.
Abu Dhabi.
I mean,
And when they're leaving, yes.
oh, nice. Yeah. Go on.
And
The 7 Emirates.
the 7
essentially.
Emirates, yeah. And so basically, Dubai at first it was a small village of people that were going in the sea to collect pearls and to sell them back, and then they started, and it just grew up like this, and it just exploded, you know,
And damn, that's pretty dope. But like, I mean, so what was your feeling of living there? Like, I mean, when you were living there, were you like, damn, you know, damn, I'm living here. Like, damn, a lot of people would want to be here. Or was it like, you know, I'm living here, I don't really give two shits.
the thing is, like, when you tell people you live in, especially Dubai,
Exactly, I was about to say,
that's-
man, like in
that's-
Dubai, there's this
this
cloud of...
myth about like everything is gold.
Oh, bro, you work with oil? You know, you live in Qatar, so you what? You work with oil, you sell...
Exactly. And this is bullshit because I was talking earlier about like the internationality of like, this, part of the country, and there's only 9% of local people here.
Oh, damn.
So it's a very small part because at
That's actually
first,
quite...
basically there it's not a democracy. It's a dictature,
So
kinda,
exactly.
if you want, and it's they worked as a royalty. So if you want, there is what we call the sheikh. And,
Actually, that one I
the
do
chef,
know.
so and they have kids and everything, but the thing is they want to keep the royal blood between them, so they breed
It's
with
like
each other.
inbreeds. Yeah.
So that's why the population of locals is very small.
It's very small. Damn.
And so the rest, so you have 91% of international community, and a lot of them is worker. That's also a downside of the city. The workers, a lot of Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Filipinos, all those.
Okay.
It's like almost 50%, I'll say. And
Damn.
you know, they're all the one that works. It's just there's millions of like workers working, and they just like build skyscrapers in like a year, 2 years.
That's true actually. If you
but
check
they
the
live
buildings,
in horrible condition,
Yep.
and they're stacked in each other and stuff, and yeah. So I mean, there is kind of a hierarchy there. That's very sad, but
for sure there is. But
so since the locals are very like a few percentage of the community, they are like at the top, you know, like if you're a local, you can really do whatever you want. It's like crazy.
But that sounds fair, you know. A lot of people in the US have this feeling that, like, you know, it's like it's my terrain, it's my soil, I have the rights.
Yeah,
to do a
exactly.
lot of things. And that's fair to some extent. I like to believe that, you know, everyone's entitled to feeling a certain way. And if you, for example, you grew up in France, you feel like that part of the city is just yours, you know, like you love that part of the city. And then if someone was like, yo, I want to take down this entire thing and change it, you'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's the, you know,
like,
I do feel what you mean is like people
I'm
do feel
attached
entitled.
to this place.
But at the same time, there's one thing about, you know, Dubai that always threw me off is, for example, the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
There is the death penalty.
Yeah,
in
there is.
Dubai. And you can be sentenced to death even if you're just smoking weed. I think that's a thing. I'm not 100% certain, but
by
that's why I'm
living
asking.
there, I understood a lot of myth. When I went there, I thought that if you would steal and they would cut you,
they would cut your hand, and that's what they tell us as well.
That's
Europeans
bullshit.
do believe that. I do believe.
You know, you heard stories about people and everything, and I know people from friend to friend, and I know people who got caught selling weed. And,
actually getting busted in Dubai with shit. Okay,
but no, they don't get killed. They go in prison. It's a very long process and very hard process. Though they don't joke about this. It's
they do not joke around.
There is no drugs there.
So it's a no. It's essentially, if you get caught, what happens? Like, you literally go to jail.
You go to jail. So really depends what kind of people you are. If you're the dealer, they're gonna jail directly. If you're just someone who bought weed, they're gonna take you. They're gonna ask you for names, and each names. I heard stories about like each name you say, they reduce by this time of period the sentence. You know, and you know I heard the crazy stories about there, but it's still a beautiful city. But they managed to can not really hide it, but you know they managed to really just make it look wonderful and just like it's like the paradise, you know. So that's why everyone have those feeling about.
I mean, a lot of people are like, "Yo, look at me, I'm in Dubai." You know? It's like, "Oh, look at me, look at these." Like they take photos of the buildings and everything, and they try to, you know, it's like a flex. But at the same time, it's like I do believe that oil is going to end.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I believe that that's gonna end, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. Maybe we are gonna see, like the people from our generation, we're actually gonna see oil end. Maybe.
Maybe not
Maybe
origin.
not.
You know, there's
but
a
like,
website. It's called Worldometer, and they give you all those kind of statistic. And
Yeah?
there is you can check
search it
this.
up. Go, fucking intern slave. Go. I summon you. Go search it
Worldometer,
up.
this shit's so cool. You'll see.
Yeah, no. But go on. So essentially, it's like a website that gives you statistics
About everything. You have,
everything. Like essentially, like the.
It's really everything about the world. Like when is the oil gonna end? How
Oh,
much
like-
oil is there left? How many? Like you know, it's like live numbers. So it's
Oh,
always
so it's like
changing.
it updates as well.
Number
like-
of suicide days today or this month or this year. So
Okay.
with one of friend, remember watching this, and then not the same, but like sometime every 10 minutes it would just go up by one, or like fuck.
I actually want to save this link for myself. I want to
yeah,
see it when I'm
it's
like
actually
later
really
on at
interesting.
night. Like the
Worldometer.
Worldometer. Thank you. It's because I swear people are more intrigued about like statistics nowadays. Like they want to see stats. They want to
No,
see
my
okay,
brother
this is
showed me
objectively
this.
the truth. I mean, okay, the ads are fine. It's just yeah.
No, but there's more stuff.
Current
normally.
population, like it literally shows you
Look,
everything.
there's a
you
no.
need
That's
to know.
population. Click on population maybe.
Population, world population, population by country.
But there's a check maybe another one, because that's another world.
I mean, this is pretty cool that it
that's
shows
pretty
the
cool. But
actual
normally there's
stats.
more this to there.
Oh, it also.
down.
I mean,
Yeah,
right now it's
real world
probably going to be
statistic, yeah.
focused on COVID. Right now,
No,
I
it's on the
mean,
top, bro.
as
No,
of
no,
now, I
down,
do believe
down,
that's a.
down. This one, yeah. Oh, it was this one. Ah,
I mean, to be honest, I do. There's a lot of sites that have multiple links.
yeah, that's
But
true.
you know, I've actually realized that without a VPN, like you know, VPN those.
Bro, talking about VPN,
Mm-hmm.
for example, in Dubai, a lot of websites are just blocked.
Oh,
so
like-
all the porn website is
They're
blocked.
just blocked.
blocked. So you
No,
need to use
man.
a VPN, but it's so slow and stuff. Like,
No,
I'm not gonna go into
dude.
detail.
That's
You know,
so whack, actually. But like, what? So you're forced to like, what? You can't even buy magazines, can you?
oh no.
Man, what the fuck? What do you think?
You know, it's illegal. If you want fun fact about this place, it's illegal to have AIDS, for example.
What the? Wait, so that's
Just
that's
before
illegal.
leaving, I was renewing my
Just-
visa, you know, so I had to get blood tested to see if I didn't have any AIDS, no sexual disease.
What do you? Okay, so what? Like they
illegal to
see
be
that
gay as
you
well.
have AIDS, and they're like, okay, let's arrest this man.
Oh no, you're deported. You have like 45 days to leave the country. It's illegal to have as well sexual relation if you're not what's it called, married.
Oh, like okay, yeah. That to be honest, I think I would
Because
do
it's
that.
but I don't complain about this because
I
everyone.
mean, okay, it's their, you know, it's their culture.
'Cause
It's
it's,
their country, their cultures, their rules. Man. I can never
'cause
complain
it's
about
under
that.
the Islam. What's it called?
Their like
um,
rules, their religious beliefs.
Exactly. There is like in politics they involve religion as well. I think.
A lot, actually.
Like-
yeah. I understand
So
what you mean.
religion is like there is one main religion in the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
And,
it's, everyone understands.
Exactly.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's the same.
So
in
for
Italy,
example,
man.
there's mosque everywhere and stuff. So for example, I had my garden and
Mm-hmm.
like on like next to the wall, it was just a mosque there.
There's pretty. To be honest, Rotterdam as a city is very international.
Yeah.
It has many. Like for example, it has mosques everywhere. It
Yeah.
has even. I swear, even churches. I've heard there's a
Yeah.
church, Catholic church, which
There's
is
a
amazing.
nice
Like,
church at Black.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the Dutch are very. They integrate many people, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I do believe they don't fully integrate.
yeah,
like
that's
they
true.
they accept them, but they don't affiliate with them.
Yeah. I do
So
agree.
with that, I'm gonna lead up to another question. Like for example, are you planning on learning Dutch?
No.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fair because I've been living here for 10 years and I understand and I speak Dutch, but I choose not to speak it. What's your truth about it? Why do you not want to learn Dutch?
Because I think I could focus my time on other things, and it's not like I need it because people speak English as well. And it's
yeah.
not like a language I want to learn. It's not
Exactly.
the
Yeah,
language.
that's fair.
I don't. It's a nice language, but don't really fit me. I think or whatever.
Exactly.
you know.
I do believe that. But I mean, at the same time, is like the one thing that I always understood whilst I was growing up here is that Dutch people, like if you're not going to speak Dutch fluently, they're going to just change the English. And they do that because they feel, they're doing you a courtesy in their mind. Like they're helping you out. But you want to speak Dutch because you want to improve. So it's like you can't really do both.
Yeah.
So there's good intent on both sides, but at the end of the day,
it just doesn't really work.
It kills the language.
It's it's their terrain,
It kills the language, and unfortunately, unfortunately so, because there's a lot of phrases and words that mean something in Dutch that without that language they wouldn't mean anything. And they're funny even to me, an Italian guy who would, I only studied Latin languages. So seeing Dutch at the first time, I was like, okay, this is weird, but it's funny. Like it has some funny stuff, like some funny phrases and stuff.
That's true.
But I do have another question for you, and this one is more like, this one hits home. It's like, do you think? Okay, firstly, do you think they're ever going to legalize weed in France?
Oof,
it's a hard question. I'll give you a minute to recapitulate on that,
but like, what in which kind of time lapse,
No, I mean, near future, really far future.
But am I still gonna be alive? Or?
Yeah. That's that. That sort of thing. Is like, do you think you're gonna see it, or do you think it's like way beyond that?
I think it could happen, but not legalization. I think because there's already CBD and all these.
Yeah. That's also
and
in Spain,
some presidents
Italy,
did vaguely talk about it. But some people we heard, I think a lot more people bringing it up and how it could help the country and everything.
A lot of finance in Italy, for example. The religion is what's holding it back. But the problem with that is that there's a lot of people per year. I bet if you see the statistics of Italians that go to Amsterdam to smoke, insane
in
amounts.
France, it's in Europe. France is the country that buy
the most
illegal drugs.
I mean, France is huge. I am gonna say that France is huge compared to a lot of other countries. Look at Portugal. Portugal and then France. All right, it's like, but the Netherlands for that matter is not that big.
Pretty big as well. Because they're a really important country with their.
They're an important country, but they're quite a small country.
Yeah. But
compared to France, I think that's the size of a major city or two major cities just chilling there.
Or three or four.
Three major cities, and that's the Netherlands. But that's amazing. That's one thing that I respect about the Dutch is that they managed to have this tiny space and compress everything into it and have we're gonna have the biggest port in Europe. We're gonna have economic trades of all the world. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go across the world and take cultures and. I mean, the French did that too, right? The French, they did that.
We do have a pretty big port that's just right after Rotterdam. It's.
I mean, what do you think about the streetwear? What do you think about where Paris is going right now with all the streetwear, the clothing, the styles? Because I see a lot of Instagram stuff about Paris, people doing runway stuff because it's like Milan, it's like those hype cities.
I think there's some stuff that are pretty stupid, but I don't judge people because they do whatever they want.
I mean, you can have your own opinion, man.
If you want to buy anything, it's not gonna do anything on me, not just gonna change anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are anti-fur, for example. They
as well.
And that's the thing is I've heard both sides of the argument, which is people should. It's but the animal's already dead. I'm just taking the fur. And then the other side is but you're still wearing an animal's skin over your skin. But I don't know, to be honest, I can't wrap my head around it. I just don't wear animal skin. I just don't understand, I don't know, both the problem and the reasoning to do it.
Oh, so you do understand why people do it as well?
I mean, I try to understand why people do it. It's why do people, why are people doing only meat diet? But it apparently helps, but I have to believe in them. Right?
Yeah, but by putting fur, because how the world and everything, how we want to always advance with technology and always, go forward. But I think that those type of arguments are holding us back because, for example, fur were used by
literally cavemen
and when they were in castles and stuff like this, and now we develop stuff, we don't need them, you know what I mean?
But people still would pay a lot of money to have them, and that's the thing. I don't blame the customer because I believe that if you offer something, you are kind of expecting them to buy it. If I offer someone a drink, I'm expecting them to drink it. But if they say no, then it's a no. But if they say then I've offered it, And that's the same. It's if you as a company offer furs offer like animal products that you know are like exploiting animals and abusing all this, then you're either just an asshole or you just want to make a lot of money. And in today's society, I guess that can reward you. Another
That's
thing
a
is,
problema.
how do you feel about this whiskey, man? Do you like it?
Yeah.
You feel it?
It's
You want
good,
another
yeah.
one? You want a round? Pour yourself one, man. You got it. But I mean, so for example, how's the drinking culture in France, man? Tell me more.
It's
Like,
good.
how's it
Oh.
growing up as a fucking Paris dude? Like, I literally only get to have this conversation with someone from Paris because I feel like you guys understand what the feeling of being Roman is like. Like, because Paris is like pretty fucking important in my opinion for today's society, and
Yeah.
Rome was very important in the past society.
The
So I do-
wine and everything don't usually come from Paris. A lot of can from
That's true. From
Bordeaux,
what's it called? Champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah, the
Champagne.
literal that one. I went there. It
Chardonnay
was
as well,
amazing, by the way.
Chardonnay.
Anyone who wants to visit France, go to Champagne. It's
Yeah.
fucking amazing. You look at these fields of wine and you're like, whoa! And then they hand you this bottle, super fancy, weird bottle, and they're like, dude, this was from 1980s or something.
Grandparents have like a countryside house, you know, and it's literally in the middle of nowhere in the south of France, and it's in the middle of like grapefruit field to
Oh.
make wine.
Oh.
And, they know the guy who makes the wine, and so like when we had like a family event, we would like all go in the castle to like celebrate.
You all
to
just
drink.
fucking go in there and just drink.
Yeah.
Are there like because in Italy there are, it's like we call them sagre, la sagra del vino. It's like an event. It's like
Yeah.
just for wine, you know, and it's like a village event. There's like, oh,
Yeah,
it's a
well,
wine
yeah,
festival.
there's stuff like this. In
Yeah,
France,
right. I bet there is. But like, have you
course,
ever
of
gone
course.
to one of them?
No, never. No.
Never. I mean, in Paris is probably.
I
hard.
was honestly, I was introduced to wine when I think my parents understood that I like grew up a bit as like
around
an adult,
15, 16.
a bit more honestly, because
Okay, fair,
when
fair.
I really start drinking wine with my mom, sometimes like just her and me, because my dad like was not really there, and so we would like just like she kind of be like, oh, I'm not gonna drink alone, so you know. do you
Yeah,
want some
okay,
as
yeah,
well?
that's fair.
And
I
so
love
we would
that, to
drink
be
like
honest.
white wine and stuff and
Yep.
talk about it, and I think in the French culture, if you really understand like how you can use something to make something out of it, like wine. I know it kind of sound like
A very true.
I sound like
yeah.
a drunk talking, you know, but
Yeah. No, I understand what you mean, but like I
but,
do
just
see
a
it.
small bottle of wine, you know, like good wine, and my mom
Exactly,
was
yeah,
like, I was
very-
like, oh sure, you know, it's nice. She's asking
It's
me, and like we're talking and stuff, and share the moment, you know, like a true moment.
Exactly. I mean, I have to say, I worked at a restaurant, and it was called Le Gon,
Yeah.
and it was in The Hague, and it's like this restaurant essentially like there was a guy called Rodolphe, and one called Olivier, and like they were like really French.
Yeah.
But they would like, you know, it's like we were together in Christmas Eve. We were just drinking wine, but like it was more of the the reason why we were drinking wine is because it was perfect for the moment. It wasn't like, oh, we want to get drunk. It was like,
Yeah.
let's keep drinking because this conversation is fun,
Yes.
and it keeps on getting more fun as you drink. But it's not really a necessary aspect to the story. It's just it happened.
Yeah,
and I get
that's
what you
true.
mean. It's like he did take most of the time. He would always make the most out of the situation.
Yeah.
Like he would just be like, for example, like he would just burn something and be like, whatever, we can eat it. You know, and I was like, that's dope. Like he didn't get mad at like, oh fuck, I burnt it.
Yeah.
But actually, I can actually eat it with you guys and maybe have a moment, you know. And that's chill. Like I love that, to be honest, and that's the right approach. But I do have this idea that like a lot of people, especially in Europe, they have this idea that French people are stuck up, that like they're very nationalistic.
They are.
That's the thing. I believe that they are, but I also respect that a lot.
Yeah.
Because as an Italian, we
Italian as well,
unified
bro.
150 years ago, and there's this feeling of like I am Italian, but
Yeah,
it's like wavering. Whilst French are like no, I am French. Like there's no question about I'm French. I'm from this part, but I'm French.
Yeah.
That's what I respect a lot. Is like there is this feeling of like I want to do this. I want to climb this vertical rock because French people do this crazy shit. They're crazy with sports. I'm not even gonna deny that. Fuck that. If you want to see like crazy rock climbing, search up any French athlete. For real, it's nuts. You have like the best skateboarders in the world, Aurélien Giroud.
Yeah, Joseph.
Yeah, exactly. You
whatever, I
have
don't remember his
Vincent
name,
Milou as well. Crazy skateboarders, and they do some crazy gnarly stuff. And they're
but-
French.
and if there's French people watching, you could go watch it's on France 3, Ride Zone. Ride Zone à regarder. Ride Zone to watch. It's French, but I think there's English subtitles.
Okay.
And it just talks about like ride stuff, so about like everything and what's going on a bit in like the
That's pretty
riding
sick.
world. You know, it's really sick.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty
Yeah.
neat. But like, what do you? I mean, to be honest, I've been seeing so much of France on the news lately. Like, well, not lately. Like in the past year, I guess.
Yeah.
With like the
Yellow
yellow
jackets.
jackets and all that. Well, you weren't there when all of this
No,
happened.
but I did came back when I came
Yeah?
back in Paris. I would come back always during
How,
summer.
how was
and,
that? Because for a moment it was crazy. Yeah? People were literally being at
my
yeah.
brother, my two brother and my dad were in Paris, and they would send me video of like people burning cars in their street, and apparently someone got like beat up
What the
right
fuck?
on like
Come
in my
on.
street. My brother saw it and was screaming at them. And
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
and
fair.
so they like left, but I get what it was.
I mean, to be honest, they probably I haven't looked into the real reasoning, but at the same time, it's like it's the same stuff
Yeah.
that's happening in the U.S. It's like with people like, okay, it's like, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter, but then they burn stores that are
Yeah.
run by black individuals, and
I-
that's just like, you know, it hits home. You're like,
Yeah.
come on, man, like this guy worked for
Exactly.
his job, and then you part of his community. You know, it's like, oh,
I don't know if you saw
man.
this video. I really understood that when like I saw that video of like a black guy, an old black guy, like just screaming in the street because basically.
Oh, I think
they
I think I
destroyed his
know
store
what
and
you
was
mean.
Like, I built this all my life and stuff.
Yeah,
and
and you guys are-
and
yeah.
you guys just destroyed like thing. What do you think you're supporting and stuff? And
Yeah, it really hits me home
Yeah.
because I'm like, damn, like I know that the people protesting probably have a good heart and they just want to help out,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh yeah, you know, like these people have businesses and they run businesses and they make money and they exploit people like me,
Yeah.
and then you're like, yeah, okay, you're right, but then you destroy the store of a man that actually was on your side.
yeah.
And that's just, you know, it hits home. But, you know, on that matter of subjects, I mean, have you seen, for example, the stuff that's been happening with Trump? He had a rally yesterday. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I don't
Better
see
if you didn't, man. If you really want to have a laugh, like if you're just smoking, just look at this podcast.
Yeah.
It's not a podcast, it's a rally. You just watch this guy. He's just talking nonsense. I can tell you that. I can
Yeah.
tell. I watched it because I was genuinely so hammered. I sat through it. I tried to understand what he was trying to convey. I can tell you I succeeded like two times out of 10.
2 times out of 10.
No, for real. I was just looking and I was like, okay, I understand, and I am lost. I'm lost. Literally, I don't know what he's talking about. And then he's rambling. Literally, sometimes he just makes noises.
Yeah.
Yeah. No joke. You can search it up. For real. Like, do it. It's the rally. I mean, yesterday
You
was
saw
what, the
the
16th?
Kanye West rally.
Oh my God, man. The stuff is wild. You see what I mean? It's like, but do you believe musicians are going to be the next politician, the next elected presidents?
Oh, okay, for me, that kind of question is like a sub question because I think ourselves as like our generation, you know, compared
Yeah.
to our parents,
We're different, man.
I think there's gonna be a really big transition and like a huge evolution between those two times, and I think because sometimes, you know, we all have difference with our parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And, like,
for sure.
You have like basic idea that all the people from your age have, but your parents are like, what are you saying?
Yeah,
It's
what are you
dumb."
talking
For
about?
example, I was talking to my parents like 2 years ago. I think it was about this subject, especially I was about tattoos, because I wanted to get
Yeah,
tattoos
man.
2 years ago, and
Did you ever end up getting one?
no, because I drew and everything, but I'm still thinking about it. But I'm gonna
man.
get one.
I
soon.
think it takes a long time to get a tattoo,
Yeah.
man. It's a process. It's a process,
it
man.
is.
Like, I believe you need, I don't know, in my opinion, man, like with tattoos, I've always liked, for example, my favorite types of tattoos are like sleeve tattoos.
Sleeve,
But that's
okay.
like very specific, and it's
Yeah.
like I don't like sleeve tattoos on people like me. For example, you see, and it's like I like them on specific types of people. So
Yeah.
it's like for me to get a tattoo, it would be kind of weird, especially because it wouldn't be the tattoo that I really, really like.
Yeah.
So I guess I understand what you mean, but did you ever have an idea of, like
Of
what you
course.
really want? Like, what's
Of
your
course,
favorite type
course.
of tattoo?
The
man? What would
tattoo
you
I
go
wanted
for?
to do 2 years ago is the one I drew myself. It's
Where would you get it?
It's 4 dragons basically.
4 dragons.
It's for like you only see the neck and the head.
Also, it's
and,
like
and a bit of the clothes and not really the arm because basically it's like Chinese dragons.
so it's like faded.
And what's so interesting because basically I did a research about like how tattoos were created, you know, and stuff. And basically, at first, it was in the Japanese culture. It was for slave, and they would like tattoo them, and it was like kind of a hierarchy, you know.
Yeah, okay.
And so the slaves or the just the low class people, you know what I mean? And
They would have like the lower,
Exactly.
they would have the mark that shows that they're
exactly.
Okay, that does make sense.
And
I have to
after
say.
it evolves and everything big time, and then the dragon came in, and that was more in the Chinese culture, and all the
Yeah,
culture have
yeah.
different dragons. But what's so interesting about it, it's that each dragons, the way they're draw, the way their teeth are, the way their like eyes or what are they
Yeah,
doing,
well,
and
how they're
everything,
drawn, which shape.
it's have like different meaning. For example, his I don't know, the color, for example, of the dragon is like a blue. It's more like peaceful, whatever.
Okay.
And so I drew 4 dragons representing so my mom, my dad, and my 2 big brothers.
Okay,
But
that's pretty neat.
I'm not gonna do this one yet. But what kind of tattoo I'm gonna do really soon is a fine line art tattoo.
Fine line art
It's just,
tattoo.
I love this. You know, like straight lines, but like pretty.
Oh,
fine lines.
like it draws an image with
And-
one line, like that
No,
sort
no,
of
no,
thing.
no, no.
Okay,
It's-
okay,
it's
okay. I
a-
was about to say
Thi-
like
this
that's,
is this is yeah. This is I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
that's pretty
I
neat.
see
I was
it.
about to say like what? That's mad.
But no, it's a very thin line. You know, it's not like thick line. It's very thin lines.
Mhm.
Tattoos. I'll show you after.
I mean, do they cost more because they're fine line?
No, it's just because basically in tattoo world, like all the tattoos, the different artists, you know, they just have their style.
Yeah.
And so they can make you a tattoo, but with their own style. So you kind of have to look for what you like in the artist or whatever, you know.
I mean, I've heard, for example, in Italy and in France, I know for a fact that the tattoo culture is growing a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you have a lot of people who are very respectable who have like crazy tattoos.
Yeah.
And that to me is crazy. But like Aurelien Giroud, for example, a skateboarder I just mentioned, he's from Lyon, and like he has crazy tattoos. But like if you see him dressed normally, he looks
Yeah.
like a
But it's
normal
just getting
person.
more common in
Yeah,
our
exactly. It's getting
generation.
accepted into this society. But I recently got told by a friend of mine that in the Netherlands, people look down on people that have tattoos on their necks, for example. And I never knew
France
this.
is the same. You cannot get a job most of the time if you like you can.
Yeah, with
but it's like
tattoos on your hands and like
or
on your
neck,
face.
But I think in 40 years, something like it, it's just
We're gonna get accepted into the culture. I
yeah.
hope so too, man. But like, I don't know, to be honest. But I mean, you know, tattoos are essentially imprinting an image into a body permanently or semi-permanently, right? But you just told me something that I'm really intrigued in. You were imprinting images on shirts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you did that with your friend, right? Am I
Yeah.
correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Alex,
but
yeah.
so you imprinted shirts and a bag with
Yeah.
with your friends, right? And you did that homemade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you walk me through this whole process?
Oh, it's so easy. You just transfer.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
paper.
People don't know, and
Yeah,
I
we
want
don't
people
know.
to know because people are like, "Oh, you made tie dye? How did you make tie dye?" And then
Yeah.
you see the video, and you're like, "Oh, that's how you
But
made
it
tie
was
dye."
for one of my assignment because I'm in product
Oh,
design.
so you actually made dude, that's the best. Doing something for class and
Yeah,
doing
oh yeah,
something
that's why
you
I
like.
chose
Oh
product
man,
design. Yeah, it's really
Cream,
nice,
man.
really interesting. Yeah, and so basically you buy transfer paper. So we asked the receptionist to put it like in the printer. So she printed it, and then like you put it on the shirt the way you want, and well, you do a bit more stuff. But then after you just like iron it for a long time,
yeah, I've seen
and it
those.
sticks on it, and then after you have to peel it off.
You have to actually peel it
and
off.
after
But
you
I
have to
mean,
wash it and
I've
stuff.
always been the type of guy to be like, oh, but damn, like if I get it wrong, I'm just wasting a shirt, and then I feel bad.
No,
I'm
I
like, "Ah."
bought white T-shirt to make it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't
Yeah,
use
yeah,
my
yeah.
own,
I would just buy a white shirt and do that. But like to be honest, I mean, you can probably buy a shirt for like what, 250, something like that, like white.
No, I got
standard.
scammed because it was in an art store, an expensive one. So
You
I
got
bought
scammed
it
on a
for
white
€4
t-shirt.
a white T-shirt.
40
man.
euros.
Four.
Oh my god! For a second,
Four.
I was like, 40
no,
euros
no.
on a white T-shirt, man. Damn, like
No, I ain't that
Vans
stupid.
doesn't
Come
even
on.
do that. Like that's pretty neat. I mean, to be honest, look, I do have another question that I was boiling up for a bit. Like, why did you choose the student hotel as the place that you came to? And this was fucking loud. We did not need that. But I mean, why did you choose the student hotel? And I'm asking this question with like a person in the back of my head that represents the student hotel, just admiring your answer. So do answer carefully.
No, the student hotel. It's because one of my friend that lived here last year was in the student hotel, and when I got into university, it was a bit late. So like all the other stuff were kind of
That's fair.
not ready. So I went for the student hotel.
I mean, so like, I mean,
But
you know, it's one of those things that
There's
like,
part of the room that are very dirty.
no, but I do have to say, like, the student hotel, I keep saying this to people because I do feel that this is true. They are what students would want, not what students would need. Because if a student just needs a space to sleep and a space to study,
That's
right?
completely not true. I don't
Really?
agree with that.
Okay, good. I want to hear a count. I mean, my
Because-
opinion is just that, to be honest.
For example, look, he's like co-hosting whatever. Like,
Yeah, he's co-hosting the
where are
podcast,
we? He's
helping
doing
me
a
out.
project. He's using the student hotel facilities.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You want to work, man. You can use the facilities. I mean, for me, I always need to do shit like with my hands, you know.
Yeah,
And
manual.
so it takes space and shit. So I have space to do it. You know, there's like as
That's
well the
true.
bikes. You need the bike, and here it's just included. It's
Yep,
more easy.
yep.
You know, it's more accessible. You have to do less
to
to
have
get
more.
the same. I think you get the same,
Yeah.
but just 10 times easier. You know.
I mean, I have to say, like, the student hotel is like a great place to meet people,
It
and I
is.
feel like that's what the price
Yeah.
is related to. Like, it has cinema rooms, it has all this stuff that like PS4 rooms, stuff like that, stuff that like you're like, oh, okay, I would want that, but
Yeah.
does a student need that? No.
No.
But would it be nice? Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's a fair excuse, and
But I mean,
feel
it's
like,
always depending. Maybe a student would need it, like for
yeah,
his
that's
own
true.
comfort,
Like
'cause-
this podcast wouldn't
Yeah,
happen without the
exactly,
student
so-
hotel like giving us some sort of help, and like they allowed us to meet each other as well.
Yeah, we're sponsored by the student
yeah,
hotel. rather
yeah,
than-
for sure, yeah. But I mean, the student hotel is one of those things. Like they do believe in student development, and you know they believe in like the greater picture. You know,
But the wall are too thin.
the walls are too thin. Yeah. To be honest, student rooms are just
Way too
notoriously
man.
thin.
It's
yeah.
like
You can hear
it's like
someone jerking
paper,
off in the
bro.
back.
It's literally paper.
Yeah, that's quite bad. But like at the same time, this guy, for example, he doesn't spend any time at home, man. Tell me about your experience with your student hotel.
I mean, I'm gonna be his neighbor, so
I mean, on the 8th floor.
I hope the wall is not too.
No,
thin.
but I was not making any specific reference to women's. I was just saying the walls in general.
No,
are
no,
like,
yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. But so like, so do you release music or what?
Yeah,
I you release it on Spotify. I mean, I would be down to just feature some music.
No, but the
bro.
one that I release, I don't really like it.
That's
But I-
every artist, man. Every artist
but I-
does shit like
maybe
that.
I
You
could
cannot
airdrop
complain.
it to you something.
Yeah, just hit him up. But like in the meantime,
Yeah, in the
I
meantime,
do want to
tell me.
ask you a question.
Yeah.
Since you make music, right? What sort of equipment would you recommend for people that are like students? You know, they don't want to spend too much, but they want to spend some sort of money into an equipment to make music. Like a little keyboard and the sound editing, you know, the soundboard with like the
But
sound
I
bites
thi-
and
well,
shit.
To do what? To make like.
To make music,
but
just like you.
To what kind of music? Because it's everything different. To make beats.
That's fair.
somewhere,
That's fair.
To rap over
But
beats.
for example, a
to-
lot of people do like freestyle beats. They make beats or they rap on beats, which
to
is
make
fair.
a beat, you just need a software on a computer,
Exactly.
and you can crack any software.
But some softwares are like $300.
Yeah, you can crack them so easily.
Oh yeah? You can just find them
And
on
if
like
anyone
pirate
needs
versions.
a software, just
Oh,
hit
yeah,
me
just
up.
hit
'cause
him
I
up.
have
Just
a
hit him up on
file
Instagram. It's probably
with,
gonna be popped up on Instagram anyway. Just
Yeah,
hit him up. Yeah.
hit me up and I'll give you a file with a lot of plugins
Yeah,
and a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
FL
yeah.
Studio.
It is what it
Avid
is.
Pro Tools, all you want.
Airdrop.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's play some music. I wanna hear. I wanna hear what you're about, and then I have a few more questions. And then we're near the end, man. Like it's getting there.
It's
Oh,
the end
yeah.
already.
No. We got like a
Oh,
few
fuck.
more. You know.
I
want to hear the
need
music
you.
though. I'm really intrigued because in the Netherlands, especially, I feel like the school academies are really great. Like there's a lot of student academies in
Apple,
The
my
Hague, Rotterdam,
I think
Amsterdam.
Oh.
Represent to all of them.
Hmm?
I feel like art academies in the Netherlands are really like
Oh, the
represented.
design
Leon
industry,
Carson, for
especially
example. Leon Carson is a great example of like what people can be. Like he drew a cat, and from there he became really
Yeah.
famous and opened up a
Yeah.
store in China for a little bit and then closed it. It's nuts. Like these people have, you know, it's
Even,
all about the dream. It's all about
My
the dream.
favorite artist, Basquiat. I don't know
Basquiat?
if you know who this is.
No,
Basquiat?
actually.
No? You
No,
don't
no.
know?
You gotta hit us up with some knowledge, man. You
Basquiat?
gotta slap us out here.
You know Basquiat?
No.
Illuminate, whip it out, man.
Bro, you don't know
Fucking
Basquiat?
intern, I swear to God.
Bro, you know Andy Warhol.
Oh yeah, I do.
He worked with him, bro.
Oh yeah.
Bro, he's like a crazy art. The stuff he does is so interesting, man.
Damn. Okay,
It's
okay, okay.
very nice. Did you receive the? Oh yeah. Oh shit, that's very long. We were. It was like 3 a.m. So with one of my friend, that's now in like an engineering school sound. His name's Marcus. We basically made music together, and for 1 week straight, he slept in my house.
Oh yeah.
And we organized like a small studio in like one of the rooms I had, and for 5 days we had different people. We recorded so much
Hell
music.
yeah, man.
And here we were completely drunk. It was like 3 in the morning, and we did this song.
And you made this song.
Oh,
I
sorry.
mean, dude, it doesn't sound half bad, but like I'm saying, like, for example, to make music, like, do you feel like you could make music on your own? Like, would that be fun to make music
On my
just
own?
on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would need experience though.
You
would
need to know what
experience
you're
'cause
doing.
It takes the software, learning how the
Okay.
software works. And
I mean,
all
dude,
this
I can
stuff.
tell you editing is kind of like that. Like, when I started
Editing-
editing, it's like I was looking at it and I was like, okay, it makes no
what kind of
sense.
editing?
But to be honest, we did several different, like, for example, coding and decoding, we did, like, for example, Python and stuff like that. Like,
Okay.
you know, so we started with, like, Text Wrangler, but we developed from there. But it's like, you know, it's like understanding it. Once you understand it, you see it. And I think it's the same with your situation. I feel like it's the same. But, I mean, okay, so I suppose, what would your list, how expensive do you think it would be for a student to be
But the
like,
thing-
okay, I want to make music, I need a microphone, I need a soundboard, I need an instrument.
An instrument?
Yeah, like some people need a guitar, some
Yeah,
people...
bro. On a software, you have all this.
That's true, but like it takes time.
I
I
would
feel.
suggest like a sound card. And
Okay.
just a microphone, any
Alright.
type of microphone. You can honestly find some cheap one, bro, for 40 €, 50
That's the
euro.
thing, like I can advise Mark Plots, for example, you get second-hand stuff, and
Yeah,
it's like, as a
Scarlett
student,
do
you don't
a
care.
good sound card as well. Scarlett is good.
Yeah, I saw. I've been seeing microphones for like $20 on Markbot. So like, if anyone wants to start it, I mean, I do have a few like trash questions to throw at you, if
Go-
it's
go
fine by
ahead,
you.
go ahead, man.
Just throw. Do you want some more? Some more? Oh, you're right. Okay. After these, we drink this and then we call it a day. But all right.
Tell me.
What's your favorite meal of all time? If you were about to die and someone was like, "Yo, I'm gonna cook you up the best meal you've ever had," which one would it be?
A pussy.
Bruh. All right. Okay. All right.
I'm
I mean,
joking.
that's yeah. I don't think you can cook that one up.
Didn't see that coming up.
Yeah, I did not, man. I was expecting something like, oh, bro, I don't know, like some baguettes. But like, what are you gonna whip out of the meal? What's your meal
Honestly,
of choice?
I think I have a memory. It's gonna be weird, but one of my Italian uncles.
Uh-huh.
It was like 3 years ago. We went to his house, and he made us some he made the pasta himself, you know, with some how is it called?
Well, like types of. What's in French?
Ail.
Oh, like onion.
Garlic.
Oh, garlic. What?
With
No,
garlic
stupid.
and a parmesan that he found
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
I don't
There's a
know, bro,
lot,
like a
man.
farm or some stuff, and it was just so good, man. I
Hell
would eat
yeah!
this.
And that would be so. It's an Italian meal.
Yeah.
Okay. That's respectable.
it?
I respect that. What about you? You tell me a dish. What would it be? Come on the spot. I don't give a fuck. Tell me right now. What's it? What?
Like pho or something.
Far?
Yeah, pho.
We're gonna try that.
Yeah, I'll take you too.
For me, it would be definitely like carbonara. I think.
Carbonara?
Yeah, man. As a Roman, I have to acknowledge that one. And another, I want a mini story from you, man.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest experience you've ever had, like with a woman or like a man or whatever you're into?
I'm straight, so maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got.
No,
It's
no,
2020.
no,
I can't.
but
I
just-
can't. I can't
No,
jump
no,
to
but-
conclusions.
The weirdest.
Yeah, like for example, I don't know. Like there are some weird experiences that I've heard in my time. So like I want to hear more.
Experience about like sexual experience.
Yeah. Like this chick asked you to become an helicopter or some shit. Yeah. I've heard that one before.
Guess what? I don't give a shit honestly. But it was this time. Honestly, it was not this long ago. This shit is so funny.
What happened, man? Tell me about it. I'm all ears. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just chill.
So I was fucking this chick. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like the second round,
Ah.
and So she was like on top of me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you know this like position. I have to.
Well, like
go
a
and be-
missionary, but sitting down.
Like she's on top of you, but like you like grab her.
Oh,
like,
okay, okay.
and
So you're like
then you
lifting. Okay, okay.
go,
I
you know what
understand. I
mean.
understand. There's
And
some.
happens that she liked be spanking.
Oh, okay. So she was like, "Yo, hit me."
And
Literally.
no. But like she was like
yeah,
maybe do it
she
harder, you know.
Ah, okay.
And as a retard,
Damn.
I was like about to do it again.
Yeah.
But instead of slapping her ass, I slapped my balls,
Ah,
and then my dick went
no.
down in 2 seconds. And then I looked at it,
dude.
and she was like, "Yo, what happened?" I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yo, that's painful as
Hey,
shit.
bro, it was not nice at all.
So what did the chick say? Like she was just looking at you like, did you just hit your own balls?
We
Like,
just laughed, man. I just don't give a shit.
I mean, man, yeah, I would laugh as well. What the
What
fuck?
do you want me to do, man? It happened.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So
I
what,
mean,
man?
damn, that's hilarious though. That's actually fucking hilarious. That's not what I expected.
great
But
time as well.
damn. Anyway, man. If anyone wants to add any sexual crazy experiences to the table, I'm all ears. Anyone? Thank you. Okay. Well, I think we'll call it a wrap for today. If you have any last minute messages to the people, what do you want to share to the people, man?
What's
What's the message? What's your
That's
core
your
message?
camera.
That's your camera.
That's
Look
the
it in the
camera.
eyes and tell it.
Honestly, coming from me, a small sentence. The question is not why. The question is why not. That's all I.
And there you have it.